Why didn't the USA annex all of Mexico in 1849? So we're going to see what this is about. I'm really ill, by the way, if you can't tell already. So just bear with me. We're going to get through it, check this out, and see what this is about.
In 1848, after defeating Mexico in a war, the United States annexed these territories from it. And there were many notable individuals in the US that weren't happy at simply taking these lands.
That's quite a bit from Mexico.
They wanted to manifest destiny the entirety of Mexico.
Oh my God, of course they did.
Of course they never did, but given how thoroughly the US won the war, this does raise a question.
Right.
Why didn't the US take all of Mexico? So the war started after the US annexed Texas, and the new borders between the United States and Mexico became unclear.
Right, so I'm guessing right now we have a... this is a time in America at war with Mexico. They win the war, and normally when you win the war, you can like take the lands. Like you basically control the lands. You can decide what you want to do with the lands. And they choose to not take Mexico.
The Texans, and thus now the Americans, claimed the border to be here, whereas the Mexicans said it was here. Both sent troops, and after a small skirmish, the US declared war. The Americans won the war handily, and so when it was time to make peace, President James K. Polk had a dilemma. Just how much land should they take? Polk had been elected on a...
Bro, imagine that, right? Imagine that. They're arguing about where their border is. Mexico's like, no, our border's further up. America's like, no, our border's further up. Then they go to war, and then Mexico loses everything. I'm actually surprised that America didn't take the whole of Mexico. Like, America being America, especially back then, like...
promised to expand the United States territorially. The war with Mexico had been contentious domestically, and there were several areas of disagreement. The first was slavery. Mexico had abolished slavery over a decade before the war. But if territory was taken from it, then its status as either a slave state or a free state wouldn't be clear.
Wait, so was this part... So we got Mexico here, right? And this is America, obviously. Was this... All of this part... Was this Mexico and now it's America? So I swear... Correct me if I'm wrong, but I swear this is like where lots of it, LA is and stuff.
Be clear. Those in the South wanted a place for the practice to expand to, and if all of Mexico could be turned into slave states, then its future would be secure.
Tripping?
Polk was himself pro-slavery, but given that his party had just lost the midterms and the House was now controlled by the Whig Party, he had to compromise. The second issue was that Mexicans were seen as different. There were many US politicians who worried about a sudden influx of Spanish-speaking non-white Catholics upsetting life there. The third issue was one of practicality. Polk had promised a quick war against an inferior enemy which would give Americans lots of free land. As the war had dragged on and American troops had to move further and further into Mexico, even occupying its capital, this was no longer the case. As such, incorporating all of Mexico would have led to a long and expensive guerrilla war.
That would have been mad.
Future President James, I guess it's okay if you secede Buchanan.
Yo, actually think about the world today if like America had Mexico as well. Like, that'd be crazy. Like all the shit that you hear that goes down in Mexico. Oh my God.
Wanted all of Mexico. Their arguments were that the US could handle any insurgency similarly to how they had handled the Native Americans before this. They also argued that all of Mexico should be annexed on financial grounds. Mexico's northern territories were somewhat barren, whereas the south was much more arable and would allow the US Navy access to some...
I'm actually really impressed that America decided to not take all of Mexico.
Ports further expanding its reach. It was also believed that annexing all of Mexico would make up for the cost of the war. So why did the lesser annexation plans win out?
Yeah.
Well, it was mostly down to a man called Nicholas Trist. Trist was sent to negotiate a peace settlement, and Polk had ordered him to obtain these territories. Trist was largely seen as being too pro-Mexican by the army, and so Polk fired him. The problem was that Trist simply ignored him, and then negotiated a lesser settlement anyway. He did this because he opposed the war and didn't believe that America could be both a republic and an empire. He presented this lesser treaty to an unhappy president who just wanted everything over with at this point. Polk had hoped that this lesser treaty would be signed off by a hostile house. This worked, and despite most Americans actually wanting more of, but not all of Mexico, America only annexed this.
Wait. So, the USA literally didn't take all of Mexico because one guy was like, that got fired. One guy that got fired was like, you know what, fuck this. No, you're not taking it all. I'm gonna make a deal just for part of it. Wait, that's crazy. I never knew that. So I'm pretty sure like California and LA, please like correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, right? But I'm pretty sure they're on this side here. So was they a part of Mexico before back in the day? This is mad, bro. I'm not tripping, am I? I'm not tripping.
I hope you enjoyed this episode.
That was actually a really good video. I enjoyed that one. I hope that you guys enjoyed too. Hopefully you guys enjoyed one of my ill reactions. I'm going to do a couple more. I appreciate you guys making it to the end of the video. If you guys want to drop a like, thumbs up, do all that lovely stuff, subscribe, whatever. I'll see you all in the next video.